Hi guys, we booted up with the SSD of Carli. So ArcoLinuxISO.com, Brave. Yeah, sure, I don't want a password, thank you very much. Now I'll never see it again. So ArcoLinuxISO.com is all about Carli, customized Arch Linux ISO. We started years back with all kind of versions. XFCE, Cinnamon, Plasma, we've seen it all. And it's just a few packages, right? Just two packages, often XFCE4, XFCE4 goodies, boom, you've got a desktop of XFCE4. Now, I'd like to update Calamares and maybe try other stuff. So we are working on Carli. The SSD is from Carli, and last time I've updated this particular system is from December 25th. So I've just installed 1.5 gigabyte in 1 month's time, more or less. And that's normal, right? That's Arch. Now I have to go to, Brave is still open. It is. Something to remember is github.com/calamares/calamares, double, right? /calamares/calamares. And that's where you go and see maybe if there are new things. So this is the website. So right mouse click, open click link in new tab. And this is where you read, always read what's going on with my installer. So read more. So take a look at all these things because things change. They develop it. They have pull requests, they have issues, and they keep developing for free. Okay. So making an account on GitHub, sign in and sign up, right, is an interesting thing. So you can ask and say, okay, I've got this issue, but first, of course, look for the things already that have been solved, right, closed. These things have been solved, and maybe your solution or your answer is in the closed. So we want to update Calamares, right? We have a version of Calamares, and when we commit something to the internet, there is a kind of letter, a reference to the latest push, and we can copy paste that particular code because you can find all the information on the GitHub. All the information is on the GitHub. Latest builds of Carli, download, where can we find it? The GitHub. Start here. Here is about learn Git. So if you have no clue what Git is, this is a really good article where we learn everything about Git. Not only Git, but also Bitbucket and GitLab. So GitHub, GitLab, Gitbucket, all different, well, end destinations, so to speak, right? And we teach you that particular item. You can find our package builds online. So the Carli package build is there for everybody to download. And the one that we're going to make is a new one. So we're gonna copy paste that particular folder. And today we're the 21st. So 25/01 21st. So I put in a date so I know, okay, that's when I updated, I used the code. It's a reference for me and less for the others. So 13 has been released. But let's investigate. If you download number 13, then there's one commit to Calamares since this release. So already something changed after releasing number 13. It's okay, it's not that much, but it will keep on going. I mean, the updates will come. So rather than calling it 13, we're actually already in 14, if you know what I mean, right? So for me, I say it's not actually 13 anymore, it's what becomes behind after 13, and voila. So I just give it one extra number, and I see I should also give it a -1, so that everything is the same. Then we go in there, and then we tell to the package build, how do we build this package? Well, it's 14, 25/01 21, first attempt, right? This is first attempt. I don't know, it's still in there. Control V, nope, it's not. I go back. So I go back to the, probably here is best. This is the code I had copy pasted. That's now gone. Control C. Basically saying that's the commit I want. From that code on, it's what I want. So if something goes wrong, if they put something online that says, hey, that doesn't work, you just go back in time, right? It's basically say, okay, it's this from here on is not working, or maybe it's working from here on, and you just keep using this commit detail, right? So okay, and everything above will not be used, and everything below will be used. So basically, it's this browse repository at this point. So at this point, the code was like this. That's what you're using, that code, not everything that came behind it or after it. Anything else? For now, keep using what I have on the package build. Nothing has changed since then. No. So basically we're building this thing now. And if you want to know what this is just installing things that we need for Calamares. And this is the script that says build it. But basically it's this that's important, and make the package and sign the package. That's all. And all the rest is clean up stuff. Remove this, remove that. So build Calamares. And then we can test it. And it takes a while. Our previous package build was a bit faster, but as long as it works, it is just your time, not the user's time. Calamares will work just fine. But this is what we have as code. I hope I've put the source in there. Well, basically, that was the initial source. But I think at some point in time, like a year ago, I'm not sure anymore. I think I got it from CacheOS website. What do I mean by that? GitHub, Calamares, package build, for example. How do I build Calamares? Well, we all have our vision. It's all the same tool, but we all have our own idea of what it should be. So here you have the package build of KOS, and KOS has different packages. So you just can't go copy pasting things, because some of these packages, the depends up here, that just don't exist for us. And here he has a depends of ZFS, which we don't have, which we don't need. So it is still, let's think about this, right? Magpie Linux. How old is this build as well? Because there's an old version, there's a new version. Voila, 6 years ago. Don't go look into that thing. And here is us, right? ArcoLinux package build Calamares. And there is clean Jaro package build. How old is? Check it out. Is it very old? Don't use it. So Black Arch is here as well. A lot of things, a lot of these guys use it. I don't know if I can find it immediately, but here it is. So here are some images of the guys who use it. And I think there are even more, right? It's not a complete selection, but I thought there was somewhere a page who uses it, but this is already good, right? But read. I just told somebody on Discord with problems, right? Read. There's only one way to learn if you want to build an ISO yourself. Then you should read and test and waste a lot of time. Be prepared, that's gonna happen. So here's the commit. The thing I copy pasted at the top, so I don't forget, right? So this is what I need to change. 3 lines, that's it. all the things above I change, and all the things below I keep away, and I use parameters or variables like these, right? That's a variable parameter. And we're 3/4 away. What can we do in the meantime? I should read it as well. There are two, well, there's another way here. If you want to talk to the guys, Matrix or IRC, IRC. Bug reports, translations, code documentation. Here's that information about the building, Calamares, its design, localization, coding style, tester's guide, deployer's guide, the user's guide. So really there is a lot of things still for you to have a look. We're talking about building today. So building, C++ program uses Qt libraries, so you need to have some KDE stuff. And here it's up to me to sign the key, so I have to put in my password. So I gotta pause this thing and then I'll be back. Yep, I can't pause, I need to cancel. And then pause. Voila, here is number 14. There's the signing of number 14. And let's update the system. That means push it to the internet. It's gonna remove the old one, right? It's a one-shot thing. There's no testing, it's just the old one is gone, the new one is there. Will it work? That's what you have to do. Have a look, but this is GitHub. This means it's Microsoft today. And I'll wait a few minutes, but I'll wait, right? Because I know that the repo is not going to update immediately. But what can we do in the meantime? There's a config here, the QML config, Carli cinnamon, Carli grub, Carli keyring, system installation, fiber. This might be possible to update that one. The file system, var, cache, pacman, packages. I go and look for CKP. So that's number 230, and that's the same. So there's no need for an update. This one hasn't changed in a while, but let's have a look anyway. Make init CPIO, open swap, here he is. So 103, fine. Nemo compare seems to be there as well. Nemo and Nemo compare, 6201, check. Paru git might be have an update, probably, right? Paru git has number 59, and we have an old one. Yeah, 0. So this one goes there, and that one is removed. So that's an update. And Sublime Text, I just made an update for Sublime Text this morning. And Sublime Text, if we go all the way down, if you update your systems, you get this version in. And we have on this repo 4180. So these are small things, small changes we can do, but you have to be sure of, make sure that whatever package you're gonna pre-build for the user, well, as the last version, basically goes without saying. Git is that one, and then drag it over here. That's 11, so that's old. I did press delete, I thought. Yep, okay. So all the rest is fine, right? But again, I need to update everything. Again, I need to wait a little bit. But Calamares will be probably already there. But nevertheless, now I have to wait for all the rest. But it's up to date for now, right? This is just an educational project, right? It's not really intended to be a startup for your system, but in the end, it's all the same thing. It's all based on Arch, And yeah, you can use it as your operating system, of course, but the point is to be, well, to teach you how everything fits together and how everything can be changed the way you like it and you envision an operating system or a distro. So while we do that, at some point in time I need to build this thing, right? I need to build this thing. So that can go, that's changed, that can go. We keep the browser there, that's cool. And Carli 12, just a number, is always, often there's a switch in desktop, and that merits, of course, a new number. This is just a package that gets, well, few packages now that get updated. But all the things that we've done in the past, you can check it out. You can see if GitHat is working, and it doesn't seem to be -s, or I don't have it yet installed. That's possible as well. So GitHat, there are 2 of them. Not sure which one was working again. I think this one. Let's see. Yes, you say, and go again. Oh, say yes. And then let's try this again. I'd like to see what happened to this machine. Well, to this GitHub project, and you see that all the changes that I've made in the past, years in the past. I don't know how far back it goes, but a long way back. Okay, and things change. The ArcoLinux guys have a package that's called ArcoISO that provides a folder relaying, that provides a folder to install, to choose the packages. I often refer to the Lego blocks. They choose it and then they remove it. This is red, this is removing, and green is adding things or changing things. Nox was no good for us. We went back to utils and so on and so on and so on. So that's interesting to see what happened and why did we do things. Maybe follow along later. In the meantime, I do hope everything is now synced, and I'll have to check, right? I'll check before I let it really run. So I'm gonna say, all right, go for it. And I'm gonna close that folder. Don't need it anymore. We're using the right ArcoISO version. That's a check. Carli keyring has been installed. Carli mill is installed, sure. And on it goes. I need to check a few things, and that is mainly Calamares. Now, this long list of packages is divided in 2 pieces. Here's an A, here's the C, right? Cinnamon. There is no Calamares up here. Then we scroll down, we look for another start in the alphabetic order of things. Here's an A, and here is Carli Calamares, and here is the Calamares. And as you see, it's the old one. So I have not waited long enough. It's not number 14, it's number 13. So I press space, we're at the end here. I'm gonna go for Control C, which is kind of dangerous. By that I mean that sometimes he keeps on mounted systems, a lot of systems here in devices. If that happens, reboot. As simple as that, just reboot. So we still have to wait a little bit. Carli 12 is not ready to be built. It's still the old Calamares. And no, it doesn't help. I thought it would help in the past as well by pushing again, right? Pushing again to GitHub from Microsoft. Come on, give me the new code. And yes, you can check, you can have a look. Do we have the correct code already? So can we here, is it download source? That's okay, Carli. Download or build. Here's the builds, no. I should make, here it is. Wow, missed it. So we can check, update it now. So yes, check. What did you update? Commits. So this was the push where I was frustrated, nothing changed. And this is the push where we actually push something. And here you see baru git. So yeah, I did it. It was correct. There's the minuses and the pluses, right? It's correct. But if I want to build it, you're too soon. It's there, but it's not there, because when I try to build it, it's not possible. So let's try again. In the meantime, valuable lessons. This is so frustrating if you think everything is just gonna go quickly. No, it's not gonna go quickly at all, right? Patience is something you really need to have. So Calamares 313, Control C, right? Control C. It's not ready yet. Still no problems here, no extra things. But sometimes it really breaks, and then restart. This time around, I'm not gonna keep talking. I'm gonna pause for a few minutes, I don't know, and I'll be back. Sorry, I seem to have forgotten to press the button pause there. So yeah, I've launched it, and in the beginning I can go up a little bit. That's something I can do for you. We went over the list of packages, and I did find Calamares number 14. Yeah, so I let it go and run everything. So I was saying, while it was still in not recording, that you'll find a lot of information, a lot of text here, and some of the things are warnings, and that's quite normal, because what we're doing is we're using an application from ArcoLinux, which is called Arch ISO, and it's not created to have a visual design afterwards, a graphical design, color and all that, right? ArcoLinux wants you to end up in a black screen with a cursor, and you go type commands. So there are other reasons why you see sometimes warnings, because basically we're building an ISO. We're not going for an operating system as such. It's an ISO from where we start, and it's actually an ArcoLinux ISO, but we've chosen more Lego blocks. We do want to have SDDM there, or LightDM, or others. We do want to have Plasma or XFC or Mate. So there are choices that we've made and settings that we've done, and then the Calamares setup to get everything from A to B, from the ISO to the real metal machine. And that's why you sometimes see strange texts, which you can discard, right? Because if it works, if your installation works, then it's okay. So you see here things like that, things that warning and warning this and warning that. So some of the things are relevant, and some of the things are just normal. And after a while, after building for months and months and months and checking this out, you'll say, I've seen this already. It's okay. I've seen this, and I've done installations, and everything is fine, right? It's the things that break, or afterwards, after installation, that you say this doesn't work. Those are the things you have to investigate, right? Not the false positives, so to speak, not the false warnings. And some of these things have dependencies. Do you want them to be installed or not? It's up to you. I see all of them are installed here, and here also dependencies. Sometimes we need them and sometimes we don't. Again, Lego block. Do we need that Lego block? Yes, no. Try, see what happens. All right, pressing space helps you go back to the bottom. Let's pause the video a little bit, and then we boot up. The ISO is out. That means new desktop, Super F7, VirtualBox. I have a template. I actually have a Carli, and I've put the one that we've just created, and that's this one in there. Boot up, make it full screen. If it's not, go to UEFI firmware settings and tell them to boot up from the CD-ROM, and there we go. Let's see if Calamares works. I prefer you use this, and then you see the errors. You could use Plymouth, and you don't see the errors. Keeping track of what happens on my machine is essential. It's primordial. It's super important, right? So, not so much a fan of Plymouth, although it's like it when I see it on other distros. I'd rather like to see what goes on my machine. Next, Brussels, sure, Belgium, thank you. Next, erase all kinds of choices, choose and go for it. Password is shorter, I know. Voila. That's it. Let's see if we get a complete installation. And what's interesting, if you start doing this, you're probably going to make beginner's mistakes. That's okay. So first look on our YouTube channel and elsewhere before asking github.com calamares. First investigate. But if you think, hey, there's a problem with Calamares, then of course you can report it on Calamares. Make an account. Don't report it to us, right? It's not our tool. Calamares is not our tool. The only thing we can do is, well, show you these videos, but and configurations and all that. But in the end, if you want something to happen or an extra, make a suggestion. Say, okay, I would like to have this functionality. Okay, not here, right? GitHub.com calamares. That's where you need to make an account and say, wouldn't it be nice? What if? Right? Please, and hope for the best. Let's pause the video. We can do a toggle log if you like to see these kind of things. So now it's gonna go and copy paste, type man rsync or Google rsync, what is that? And then you know, okay, it's just gonna copy paste from A to B. So from the ISO to the virtual machine in this case, not the real metal. And then next phases come in, right? Since we're talking about Calamares, I could go a little bit deeper, dig a little bit deeper, and that is that the information of Calamares, when I visit another distro and it works with Calamares, I'll go in etc, I'll go in Calamares and have a look around. What settings does this distro use, and is that interesting? Will I follow it? Will I choose the same, or will I say no? Never ever, right? So the information is in here. The modules are in here, and how it looks is in here. All the design, the icons that I have are in here. You create a few images with GIMP or Inkscape, have fun, and then you have to put them inside a system, the show QML thing, and voila. That's one thing. So that's a place where you can go look. Next place I would look is if you don't find it there, it's possible. Then you go to user, library, and here as well is a folder called Calamares. So have a look around here. And there's one more, and that's user share, Calamares, and then you have all the places where you can find it. So another branding here, another QML here, and that's it. We're almost finished, I think. RS is removing stuff. So you don't want Calamares to stay around. When the user reboots, you want it to be gone, right? With all its dependencies, please. So that's what's happening now. Okay. This is still in there. They know that's not okay, but we can't trace it. So the user, well, the Calamares team can't trace it. So we'll wait a little bit. Doesn't matter, right? Because we'll never see it again. We reboot and we are good. We hope. So this is a choice. At some point in time, I've created 10, 15 designs for grub. It's fun, but of course, everything is fun in the beginning when you learn things, and it's okay. Well, I know this now, so whatever, right? So we kept this one. Now we'll make this bigger, but as you see, it worked just fine. The latest Calamares is working fine. We do change the display to something that is convenient for me. Apply, revert or keep, almost revert. And here we are, right? Made some choices, simple choices. These are my icons. What did I choose? Themes. That's what I chose, right? Voila. We've got ourselves Cinnamon. We've got ourselves a system, an operating system. It could have been Mate, it could have been XFC, it could have been Plasma, because it's really not difficult. So update, this is Arch. Welcome to ArcoLinux. We have a few things to update. What is it? Perl. Okay. Neofetch. There you are. We're on Arch. We've taught you how to create a Calamares, a new one, so you can see if the code improves. Sometimes the config needs to be changed. We did not do that now. It's just the app that we changed. The config is the etc/Calamares. That's the configuration bundle, right? Folders, design, the everything, the config. Hope it makes sense when you watch this video, and well, success. Cheers.